The BMW X6 is a car that either appeals from the start or requires some maturing. When it debuted, some were looking for a coupe-like SUV that, despite its less practicality, commands a higher price. Today, it's a sought-after variant because it simply looks better, or at least many people like it better than the X5. The first BMW X6 debuted 2 years after the launch of the second BMW X5, of which it is a technical counterpart. In practice, it differs in body shape and height. It is 8 centimeters lower. The biggest difference isn't even the 570-liter trunk, the X5 has 620 liters, but rather the slightly less headroom in the rear seats. Some saw this as a drawback, but BMW's intention was that, unlike the practical X5, the X6 would be a driver's car and optional passenger, with the ability to carry 2 children if necessary. It wasn't until 2011 that variants with 3-seat rear seats appeared. It was, in effect, akin to a comfortable, large Grand Tourer. The X6 wasn't meant to be practical, but rather more exclusive, hence its higher price. As we know today, this bold approach to the SUV concept resulted in the 3rd generation of the X6, as well as equivalents from Audi, the Q8, and Mercedes-Benz, the GLE Coupe. The focus is solely on powerful drivetrains known from other BMW models, while in practice they are more advanced and technically demanding. Therefore, it's important to be aware that servicing and repairs for the X6 aren't cheap. Equipment is generally more extensive than in the X5, so more X6s come with adaptive suspension, for example. Unfortunately, neither the X5 nor the X6 are as refined as one would expect from the BMW brand, and like the first X5, for example. While durability is undeniable, reliability can be a real concern. The 3-liter N57 diesels are the least likely to suffer from technical issues, though they're not as simple and durable as the M57. They're still very powerful and durable, but the number of sensors and minor faults indicates that this isn't and never will be a car for the poor. The higher the power, the more complex the turbocharging systems and potentially more expensive repairs. The M50D version has 3 turbochargers. Theoretically, the more prone to faults, the 3.0-liter gasoline engines might prove better over the long term, as their repairs aren't as expensive as diesels. Beware of hybrids, they're still reserved for the brave. Buying the 4.4-liter V8 gasoline variant carries just as much risk. Engines, unfortunately, aren't everything. The drivetrains aren't exactly bulletproof, like those found in Audis, for example. After higher mileage or harsher handling, X-drive reduction gears and even front drive shafts require repairs. The same applies to automatic transmissions. Manuals weren't offered. Opinions on the durability of the pre-facelift 6-speed and post-facelift 8-speed transmissions are divided. It's impossible to definitively decide, because if the 8-speed receives better reviews, it's mainly because they have lower mileage. However, these are considered better suited to handling high torque. The majority of major breakdowns in this car, after a mileage of over 100,000 kilometers, result in reduced maintenance costs. Repairs performed outside specialized workshops ignore known factory defects. Therefore, it's best to only buy cars from reputable sources and treat those from unreliable sources as a potential financial blowout. Only with this understanding can you be satisfied. Common faults in BMW X6 E71. Asterisk, faults in the engine control electronics. Asterisk, charging system faults and battery discharge. Asterisk, fuel system faults in petrol engines. Asterisk, premature wear of the timing drive in petrol engines. Asterisk, faults in exhaust gas treatment systems, especially in diesel engines. Asterisk, faults in the injection system in diesel engines. Asterisk, X-drive transfer case failures. Asterisk, active suspension faults, including problems with maintaining geometry. What to look for? Diesels. The lower the power, the better. What to avoid? Hybrid and 4.4-liter versions.